Hey, my name's Matt and welcome to the Open Mic Room. Each episode I'll be speaking with a different guest to share some stories and discuss their music. So today I'm joined by Andy Robinson. Andy, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. Doing great.
Okay, so before we learn a bit more about you, I like to kick things off by asking you, if we only heard one of your songs today, which one of those would you leave us with?
Well, I'll probably start with "In Your Own Backyard." That's a song that it's pretty typical of the kind of stuff I write in a way. Yeah.
Okay, so you feel like
and
that's
I
the
could
best
tell you a little
song
story about it.
Oh, I'd love to hear that if you could. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Sure. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, because I'm playing a Mountain Dulcimer, and you don't see them every day.
No.
It's a folk instrument from the Appalachian Mountains.
That's amazing.
And
it really has to be seen.
It's kind of an unusual. Yeah, it does. It's beautiful, and and you play it. You can play chords on it, but the traditional way of playing it is what they call a noter, and normally it's a dowel that people use. I use a popsicle stick because a dowel kind of rolls around in my hand, but the popsicle stick, I can really slam it down on there and get a nice, strong contact. So now you know something about the dulcimer.
So it's 6 strings.
Back up just a little bit more. Actually, no. Traditionally, it's strung 4 strings. There are 2 strings here that are tuned the same, and then these are tuned to high D. This one's tuned to A, and this one is tuned to a lower D. Now, this is an unusual instrument in that you can put 6 strings on it. But when you do that, well, it changes the sound a little. It becomes a little more like a 12-string, guitar, as opposed to the dulcimer. So after I had it for a little while, I took off the extra strings. I like the traditional way of setting it up.
Brilliant. Okay.
You ready for me?
Go for it.
All right. If you want a lover, tell you what to do. Hang up your walking shoes, your walking days are through. No matter what they tell you, doesn't have to be so hard. You can find what you're looking for in your own backyard. So why take the trouble to go out with other guys? Take a look around you, then open up your eyes. No matter what they tell you, doesn't have to be so hard. You can find what you're looking for in your own backyard. There's a rhythm in those rusty springs, those cast off, thrown away overlooked things. On the back porch, there's a rocking chair. I can see you and me rocking there. Yeah. Cast off, thrown away, overlooked things. On the back porch, there's a rocking chair. I can see you and me rocking there. So don't be sad or lonely, give this boy a try. If you need a reason of 1,000 reasons why, no matter what they tell you, you've always held the winning card.
That was brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. I love that song.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a fun one. I actually wrote
And
it for. I don't write that many songs for. Well, I don't write that many songs for specific people that I know, but that one was written for a friend of mine named Betsy and a friend of mine named Mike. We were all in a band together, and Betsy she was that person who was always looking for love in all the wrong places. She had a hard time finding the right guy. And Mike really liked her, but Betsy kind of, I held him at arm's length, you know. She was like a professional. She didn't want to have a relationship with somebody she was in a band with. I used to tell her, you know, work for Fleetwood Mac. I mean, but anyway, eventually they got together and they were very happy for a good couple of months. And during that window of opportunity, I wrote the song for them.
Excellent. Are they still together?
No, no.
Oh.
They were still friends, but not still together. So.
Well, at least you got a song out of it.
Yeah, and they had a good couple of months together, and they're still friends. Like I said, could be worse. You know?
That was great fun watching you play that instrument as well. That was excellent.
Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. You don't see too many people play them. Joni Mitchell wrote the whole Blue album on the Dulcimer, and I know Cyndi Lauper has played one from time to time. Jimmy Page has played one.
Wow.
Apparently, Bruce Hornsby is touring, and he plays them. He plays one now too.
Excellent.
But I've been playing it for a while. First time I ever heard one was a guy from your country. It was Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones. He plays one on the song Lady Jane, and a few other Stones
amazing.
songs too that were on albums, not necessarily hits.
No, brilliant.
In fact, I got to see that very Dulcimer. Yeah, I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, and they had that very Dulcimer hanging there. It was quite a thrill, actually.
Oh, excellent.
Before I even knew what a Dulcimer was, I'd heard it.
So could we have a quick sort of highlights reel of your career in music so far? Where did it all start for you?
Well, career. You know, when my brother and I were very young, we saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. And we had a lot of exposure to pop music. My dad ran he had his own amusement machine business. So pool tables, you know, the kind of games you'd find in taverns back in those days. And he used to stock jukeboxes. So he would bring home singles every couple of days. He'd bring home the top 40 and he would play them and audition them and decide which of his locations he was going to put the singles in. So we got to hear everything that was on the radio. And back then, on a single radio station, you could hear everything. You could hear Motown, you could hear surf music, you could hear country music, you could hear novelty songs. It was the way I think radio should be, you know, all music, just all kinds of music. So he would bring home these records and we would listen to them. And of course, eventually we got to hear the Beatles that way. And then we saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show and that was it. I went, oh, that's the job for me. You know, I want to do what they're doing. So I played in a bunch of garage bands. From the garage band, we were playing like the British Invasion songs of the day. And then once things started to get a little more psychedelic, I got in with a group of older guys and we were playing blues and like Velvet Underground songs and things like that. And but eventually I ended up in a progressive rock band, a band called Horse Feathers. And we decided to take things seriously. We moved to Los Angeles and broke up in about 15 minutes. This is right around the time when punk rock was starting to happen in America. And nobody in LA, nobody in the record business was interested in progressive rock at all. But I stayed up there and
I've got to stop you on Horse Feathers.
Up there.
Horse Feathers, I enjoy the name.
It's a fun name. I was just telling somebody about how we got to, when we were still in San Diego, we got to open for the Kinks. And
great.
They're huge. I'm a huge Kinks fan. They're heroes of mine. And the Horse Feathers guys, we had these T-shirts that had a picture of Pegasus on them. You know, the winged horse, Horse Feathers.
I see, yeah.
And I remember Ray Davies came out from the side while we were doing our sound check and got a kick out of the T-shirts, kind of pointed at them and giggled and stuff. I never got to talk to him, but it was quite a thrill just to see him. Anyway, up there though, from then on, I played in a group called another funny name, Elton Duck. Elton Duck was a new wave band And we were signed to Arista Records, but like many record deals, it didn't really pan out. The album wasn't released until many years later. Long story, but we had a lot of fun, and I played with a bunch of bands up there. You know, I could take the rest of the podcast to tell you how many bands. After that band, I decided, after playing drums in Elton Duck, I decided I'd been writing my own songs, mainly using the Dulcimer, and I decided I wanted to front my own band. So probably the most significant one of those was a group called Different World. And we were on the Vanguard label, which I don't know how many of your listeners will know this, but it's a classic jazz, blues, folk label. They were sort of just existing on their back catalog because they had all these famous folk recordings and stuff. But somewhere in the early 90s, they decided to become a real record label again, and they signed a few new acts, and Different World was one of those acts. So we did that. That was fun while it lasted. Eventually, I just started saying, I don't need a record company to do this. We can put out our own albums the way everybody does these days, and put out some solo albums of my instrumental stuff. And then that I'm kind of shortening it because I could go on forever.
That's okay.
But basically, moved back to San Diego and started. I went through a long period, about a 10-year period of just writing instrumental music. And I released 3 different instrumental albums. But when I got back here, after a while, I started writing songs again with lyrics and decided I wanted to form a band to play those songs. So that's when I put the Arch Street Boys together.
Excellent.
Here, let me show you. We have our debut album out. Let's see if you can get it. You can see how handsome we look.
Yeah, they all. So you're an acoustic trio. So who are the other 2?
Yeah, exactly. The other 2 guys play guitar, and then I'll either play the dulcimer or the ukulele, depending on what song we're doing. Yeah, and it's been almost 3 years with all 3 of us now, and we've played a lot locally. We're hoping to do a tour in the fall of Arizona. That was scheduled for last year, but some things happened. We weren't able to do it, but gearing up to do it again.
Excellent. Okay, so the next song in the fictional open mic set, I like to bring the mood down with a sad song, if you have one. If you have one that you're happy to share.
Okay. I tell you what, I don't write a lot of sad, as in like sad relationship songs. I have some, but I have something. This is really timely. I wrote the lyrics a few years ago, and this is back when I don't write political songs either very often. But this was written a few years ago when it seemed like in our country, you couldn't go a day or 2 without hearing about a school shooting. Armed people shooting at kids in elementary schools. And at the time, the country's so divided on so many things, but particularly on gun control. And you had people saying, well, it's my right, it's my freedom to own a gun so that I can protect myself and my family. And I don't really have an argument with that. At the same time, though, you had other people saying, yeah, but I should be free to allow my kids to go to school without worrying about them being blown away. So when this country's founded on the concept of freedom, whose freedom are we talking about? Why can't we find a balance of freedom that is good for all of us? And everybody has their own idea of what freedom means. So that was on my mind. And it's actually interesting that we're doing this today because just a few miles from here, yesterday, an Islamic community center had a shooting incident and 3 people were killed. And it's been a while since I've heard of anything happening like that, and then to have something happen so close, and it's kind of ironic in a way that I was going to play this song. The song is called I Thought I Knew America. It's not specific. You won't hear me singing specifically about guns because, like I say, when I write a political song, I don't like to, I don't know, there are poetic ways of doing it, and then there are ways that you're just slamming somebody over the head with your ideas. So this is the way I would do it. So... alone.
Brilliant. I love the way you dealt with that topic. There's a lot of people over here that could never understand how it's legal to bear arms where you are. But I don't think you can judge a place until you've actually lived there and grown up there. Or what's your position on it?
My position is that I understand wanting to be able to protect your family and your own life. And the world it's I don't know, it was always such a dangerous place, or it's become a dangerous place. I mean, I get it. At the same time, I think that having military grade instruments or weapons is a little bit of overkill, to use a horrible phrase. But yeah, it's I think it's unnecessary, and I also think that there must be something we can do to make it harder for people to qualify to get guns. Or these guns that these kids used yesterday, it was their parents' guns. I mean, can't we keep weapons out of the hands? Also, can't we see the signs? You know, these are kids who they obviously have drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak. Somebody has been indoctrinating them with hatred. And can't we see that? And can't we stop that? I don't know, man. If I had the answers, I would love to give them. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Thank
All I
you.
can say is I don't understand it.
No. Okay, I want to bring it back to you. And what do you find the toughest part of being a musician where you are?
Being a musician. Well, it's hard to get paid. It's hard to make any money. You know, the fact is that being a musician is fun, glamorous. Everybody wants to do it. People will play for little money. Clubs that hire you know that you want to play. I mean, I don't, you know, I could complain. I could seriously complain. But it's not like the old days where the club said, hey, we're booking great talent that will bring people in. You know, this is like, okay, we're giving you a place to play. You bring people in. I mean, maybe to some extent it's always been like that. You know, a band that has a good following is going to get better bookings. It's tough if you're not, you know, honestly, I'm not that great of a self-marketer. I prefer to spend my time making the music, working with the band, writing the songs, doing the albums. So I have to make an extra effort to get out there and get us booked.
Right, so it's all the bits around the music.
Exactly, all the stuff that goes with it. It's a lot of work, you know, and when I was younger, I really poured myself into it. Like when I was up living in LA, I learned a lot and I did a lot and I did everything from, I mean, I still do it. I wrote our press releases, I booked this, I did everything I could that a band manager would be, that you would like a band manager to do. A few times I had a band, real band managers. You know, there were some well-intentioned people, and then there were some people that, man, I may as well do it myself. This is too much trouble. You know? So,
Happier question I like to ask: what was being your favorite part of being a musician?
Honestly, my favorite part, well, you know, I kind of retired while I was doing the instrumental stuff. I kind of retired from playing live for about 10 years. Same amount of time I retired from writing lyrics. Lyrics is difficult. Lyrics are difficult. And I came to a point where I think I've said everything I need to say for a while, and I recorded instrumental albums. But anyway, what's happened is I've started to write songs with lyrics again. I've found a great joy in it. It's not as difficult. It's really an interesting challenge to me again. So writing songs is probably my favorite thing. But then I've rediscovered that I really do love to perform. Getting out there and playing for people is fantastic. I've sort of rediscovered all that. So
Excellent.
That's great. And you know, I like working with a group too. I mean, I'll play some solo shows. I'll do it because why not? I like to perform. Gives me a chance to get my songs and my face out there. But really, I like being in a band and working out songs together.
Have you got some regular places which you play your music, the three of you?
There are a couple places in town that we play. There's a place, it's an Irish pub a few miles east of here. It's called Hooley's. And Hooley's has been a great place for us. We play there fairly regularly. And we also play at a place not too far away called La Mesa Wine Works. It's a winery with an outdoor patio, really nice environment to hear music in and to play in. And we actually have our long delayed record release party there at the end of this month. Again, the album came out last year, but I had some health issues. I'm all good now, but I had about 5 months where I couldn't do much. So now everything's cool, and we're finally doing the release party. We're doing it at the La Mesa Wine Works, and we played some of the little coffee shops around here. There's coffee houses that you can play, and it's a very casual way of playing, but it's fun. You don't have to bring a big old PA system. Just go out and sit and play for the people. It's like playing for people in your living room. And I like that kind of game.
Intimate. Good. So I'd like to ask, what is the song that you choose to finish with? What's your
the song? Yeah. It's a song called Maintenance. It's the first song on our album, which by the way is called Songs in Your Own Backyard. And you can get it everywhere. You can get it on Apple Music and Spotify. You can stream it. You can also download it from our website, which is artstreetboys.org. So that's about the album. But the song is called Maintenance. It's kind of funny. 1 second here. New strings on the ukulele.
Yeah, we got another new instrument.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear how many instruments you can.
Well, competently play. I mean, originally I was a drummer. I can play the dulcimer. I can play the ukulele. I can blow some licks on the harmonica. I would never say I play guitar. I've written songs on guitar. Not a great guitarist, but I can write songs. And if I was recording, I could make you think that if I was recording, I could make you think I play guitar. I can generally get a decent sound of anything I pick up. Doesn't necessarily mean I can play well, but in the recording studio, if I need a little bit of this or that or a keyboard or something, I can bash my
make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is maintenance, did you say?
Maintenance. This is about one of those unfortunate things about being a human being, you have to take care of yourself. We all know that it's like good to exercise, for instance. But the thing is, knowing that doesn't really do much good. You have to actually do it. That's the unfortunate part. So this is called maintenance. I was out of whack. I was on the blink. My girlfriend said, you should see my shrink. Shrink said, I've seen this before, buddy. You are not unique. The best thing I can tell you is come see me twice a week. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. I let things go too long, that ain't smart. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. What you gonna do when the wheels fall off the car? So I went to my doctor. I went to church. I consulted a psychic for whatever that's worth. My dentist, my dealer, my chiropractor too. They took one look at me and said, we know what's wrong with you. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. You let things go too long, that ain't smart. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. What you gonna do when the wheels fall off the car? So I'm leaving it to the professionals as advertised on TV. A wise man said, know thyself, but maybe they know better than me. Now I'm improving, things aren't so bad. I'm not too angry, I'm not
too sad. I drink expensive Kool-Aid, I suck up every drop, and I feel so much better, I can't afford to stop. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. You let things go too long, that ain't smart. You need maintenance, regular maintenance. What you gonna do when the wheels fall off the car? Hey, you need maintenance, regular maintenance. You let things go too long, that ain't smart. We need maintenance, regular maintenance. What you gonna do when the wheels fall off the car?
That was brilliant. That was
So
good
there you
fun.
have it. Thank you.
How is your maintenance at the moment?
My maintenance is pretty damn good. You know, like I said, I went through some rough stuff, but I am 100% in remission, and I'm ready to get out back into the world and play and have a good time. And I thank my doctors and my wonderful wife, Dagmar, who helped me through it.
Oh, that's good to hear. I'm glad you're back on the road. There's a line in that where you say,
Yeah, me
"When the
too.
wheels fall off, when the wheels fall off the car,
On the wheels.
we get it looked at." I've recently had my car
Yeah.
serviced over here, and I know we're not afraid to get our cars looked at by a professional, but ourselves we
Right.
tend to let go, don't we?
Right. Yeah. It's easy to go, oh, God, you know, my back hurts. Oh, it's been hurting for a long time. I don't care. You know, I'll get by. The resistance to going and taking care. And the truth is, once you start to do it, it's costly. But, you know, it's worth it, man. You only got one machine to live in to get you through your lives. And, you know, as obviously, you don't think about it as much when you're a kid. Start to get a little older and you start to go, maybe I ought to take care of some of this stuff.
So what are your future plans? What have you got coming up?
Well, I mentioned there's the release party. I'm getting back on booking us. I'd like to take us out of the San Diego area. We've been playing here a lot. Competition is a little steep here. You know, there's a lot of people who are well established already, and you know, we want to kind of get out there into the world, develop some new markets for ourselves. So Arizona is driving distance. You know, it's not that far. You don't have to get in a plane. We can be there in one day. Last year around this time, we had dates booked in Phoenix, Tucson. What's the other? Prescott, and also in a place called gosh, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's a really cool Bisbee, I think. Really cool place in Arizona. It's like an old mining town. There's basically, it's a tourist center now, and there's tons of venues to play, and acoustic music is pretty big there. So we want to try to get back booked in all those places. We had to cancel because of my health issues, but like I said, I'm starting to work on that, get us back out there in the world. Also, we're in the middle of recording the next album. You know, we've got 3 songs almost completely mixed. I decided, you know, our album, it's an EP. I've decided I like this idea of 6-song albums because people don't necessarily listen to a whole album back to back anymore. And I get that, but I've noticed, if you still have a CD player, if you're the type that has a CD player, I've noticed that when I put a CD in my car, if I'm driving someplace, I usually get there before the CD is ended. And that means I'll never hear the last 3 or 4 songs on that CD.
That's
so
true, yeah.
I like this idea of sort of a bite-sized chunk of music. And I have at least 2 more albums planned in my head. And then we'll see where it takes us from there.
Great.
More recording, more playing, more
recording,
everything.
more gigs. That's good.
Exactly.
I've got 5 quick fire questions to finish with.
All right.
Is that all right?
Sure.
So they're just a bit of fun, really. So what is the first song that you ever loved?
First song I ever loved? Oh, my God.
It could be an album.
Sure. Well, you said song, so I'm going to tell you because
okay.
This will make me sound really old. You know, when I was a kid, before my dad even brought the records home, we used to watch Saturday morning cartoons. And not only cartoons, but, the television shows. And there were like Superman and Davy Crockett and all these American legends. And each one of those songs had brilliant theme songs that you could walk away singing. So I'd have to say some of that early morning television, those songs were the very first
theme
songs
songs.
I loved.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that song does give people's ages away when thinking of what the first song was.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
The second one, what would be your dream venue to play?
Wow. Dream venue. The first thing that comes to mind, there's lots of places, and there's probably lots bigger and more famous places, but there's a place in Colorado called Red Rock Amphitheater, and I've just seen photos of it. I've never been there, but it just looks beautiful. It's a natural amphitheater with these huge boulders of red rock, and I'd like to play there.
Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah, the acoustic music.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the rocks.
Yeah.
Who would be an artist that you would love to open for?
Jeez, there's so many. I mean, just without even thinking of it, the first thing I thought was Lucinda Williams, John Hyatt, if he were alive, still John Prine, all the songwriter types, all the really wonderful songwriter types.
Yeah, that question just sort of helps understand your style of music, what gig you would fit into.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, studio or live performances? So do you prefer like the creating the music? Or...
I love them both. I really do like making recordings. There's something incredibly satisfying about capturing it, getting it down and then being able to listen to it and go, yeah, that's what that's supposed to sound like. At the same time, playing for people is just so great. It means a lot to me when somebody comes up and says, hey, that Maintenance song, I like that because, and then they give me reasons. You don't get that from being in the studio. I love them both.
And finally, what is one song that you wish you had written? I know there's so many. Yeah.
Now, I wish I could. Okay. I don't remember the name of the guy who wrote it. I remember the woman I saw play it. Her name is Mary Gauthier. Fabulous songwriter. But I think the name of the song is The Women by the River.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a well-known song, and I wish I could. You know what? Let me give you something that people might actually be able to, if you can look that up, it's a beautiful, wonderful, simple song. But you know what? If I'd written Celluloid Heroes by Ray Davies, I'd be pretty happy with